This week, we are doing The Perfect Marriage and The Perfect Divorce by Jeneva Rose. I'm Jamie Livingston.
And I'm Sarah Lyles, and we are so approachable. All right, this week, these two books, they were your pick. Why?
I don't know. I'm bringing us into thriller land, but really, I thought this was a pick that you would enjoy.
Yes, absolutely.
And I have seen these books everywhere. They are all over social media. They are front and center on all of the book displays. They look pretty creepy. I don't know. I'm curious to see what all the hype is about. So I thought it would be fun. And we could do just one TLDR episode, and then over the next 2 weeks, do 1 week for the first book and then 1 week for the second book.
I love it.
How's that sound?
Sounds phenomenal.
So
right
we're gonna get into both of them. We'll start with The Perfect Marriage. What's this one about?
All right. A little book summary blurb. Would you defend your husband if he was accused of killing his mistress? Sarah Morgan is a successful and powerful attorney in Washington, D.C. At 33 years old, she is named partner at her firm, and life is going exactly how she planned.
The same cannot be said of her husband, Adam. He's a struggling writer who has had little success in his career. He begins to tire of his and Sarah's relationship as she's constantly working. Out in the secluded woods at Adam and Sarah's second home, Adam engages in a passionate affair with Kelly Summers.
Then one morning, everything changes. Adam is arrested for Kelly's murder. She had been found stabbed to death in Adam and Sarah's second home. Sarah soon finds herself playing the defender for her own husband, a man accused of murdering his mistress.
But is Adam guilty or is he innocent?
I'm really excited to pick these books.
Me too. I'm hoping that it lives up to the hype.
I mean, it sounds exciting.
So there isn't a whole lot of information about the author. So what do we actually know?
All right, so Jeneva Rose is the #1 New York Times bestselling author for several novels, including The Perfect Marriage and The Perfect Divorce. Her work has been translated into more than 30 languages and optioned for film and TV. She currently lives in Wisconsin with her husband, Drew, and her stubborn English bulldogs, Winston and Phyllis Vance, and she is very pregnant.
Yeah, she's on Instagram. It's where I see her a lot, and she's got a huge belly. So maybe by the time this episode is out, she's had her baby. I don't know. But so I'm just laughing because Phyllis Vance, that's an Office reference. Are you an Office fan?
No.
Oh, man. Phyllis Vance, Vance Refrigeration. So I said it was hard to find information about her. She literally doesn't exist. I'm very confused. There was not a Wikipedia page.
Surprising.
At all. I had to dig to find stuff. And that bio that you just read is the only thing that's really available.
Which is surprising because she's so live and present on social media.
Right. So that's really where she gets out and about. She published this book in 2020 during COVID and made it climb in popularity by getting on TikTok, by getting on Instagram.
Nice.
And so she is a very social media forward person. But that's why I just thought it was so weird that there really wasn't information about her. Then I discovered she also wrote under a pen name. So J.R. Adler is what her first books were under. And then I think once this one became popular, or as she was putting this one out, decided to change it and change the marketing to under Jeneva Rose, and had everything else that she did changed.
Yeah.
So any of the books that were J.R. Adler are now actually branded Jeneva Rose.
All right.
So that's really all I could find about her. It does seem like, it said that it was optioned for film or TV. The rights were acquired for a movie.
Okay.
Was that Perfect Marriage, I'm assuming, or both of them together?
I'm assuming it was Perfect Marriage, and I would not be surprised if they picked up Perfect Divorce right after, depending on how successful one is.
Yeah, you said it was the production company that did Hunger Games and Twilight, so we'll see.
That's right up your alley.
Right.
And I think it's interesting that this is not the first edition, that the first time she wrote it. So she actually wrote this book And then I think it was almost like she self-published it, did everything herself. And then when it started to pick up, she went back and had editors, and she now had a different person design her cover. And so it was re-released, had the same storyline, but different edits. And so I think that's really great for any new authors too that release books, that you can go back and have it. And how successful.
Right.
Yeah.
That's huge. All right, let's get into, spice warning. We do need to put a spice warning on this book. The Perfect Marriage by Jeneva Rose is not a romance novel with explicit spice. This is coming from romance.io, so take that with a grain of salt. It is a psychological thriller with some on-page intimacy. It's described as having a 3 out of 5 spice level, indicating some open-door scenes, but the scenes are brief and lack detailed descriptions. The tension and drama in the book are more in line with a thriller than a romance. It is rated 18 and up. There is explicit language. I just want to say I've looked at the first page, and the first page is already spicy. So
don't audiobook it with your kids in the car.
Do not audiobook it with your kids.
I mean, and we learn, though, when I hear that, a thriller more than a romance, like you look at other authors that are thrillers, they do have a lot of spice. So take that with the understanding that just because it's labeled thriller doesn't mean, and it sounds to me like there's a lot of details and there's a lot of intense.
We will go so far as to say it is not Colleen Hoover spice.
Yeah.
But it's maybe approaching that. 3 out of 5. Do you take that for what you want it to mean? But yes, the explicit language and intimacy on page.
All right, so we go and we find that it has overall a 3.98 rating, and that's with over 1 million ratings.
Wow.
Her 1 stars are only at the 2%, so most people really do enjoy it. It kind of hits the 5 and 4 stars.
Yeah.
So what kind of ratings did you find?
Well, I'm going to start with my 1 star. It says, this is from ER. It says, the writing is so bad that I'm genuinely suspicious of the 5-star reviews. The characters are poorly written. Between the lawyers and police officers, not one of them is professional and or good at their job.
I wonder, so it does make me wonder which version they read, because I am curious.
That's true.
Yeah.
They could have the first version.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I read.
Well, I'm positive you read the most recent version.
Okay, I don't know.
I mean, it's the version that we're holding right here. So
okay.
All right, so what kind of good review did you find?
All right, Ashley gave it 4.5 stars with a big exclamatory yes. I really enjoyed this on audio. This was such a fun freaking read. I couldn't stop. I need more thriller mystery because I am fully in this era right now. Applause, applause, applause.
All right, you're right up my alley, Ashley.
What you got?
All right, so I'll start with my 1 star. It's from Amy. Overall, a waste of time. Easy read with potential at the start. It progressively got sloppy and rushed. The amount of holes in the storyline is almost comical. As for the ending, some call it twists. I call it desperate attempt to tuck ends. Ooh, that's rough. All right, and then KS gave it 5 stars. This book was absolutely amazing. Best book I've read in a long time. I couldn't put it down. The ending had my jaw in the ground. I am very picky, but this book was outstanding. Never a dull moment. I cannot wait for more from this author. Fantastic book.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds like our good reviews have me excited about this book. I mean, there's always those 1%, 2% that don't enjoy a book, and that's okay. That's why there's so many different types of books.
Okay, so that was what we have for The Perfect Marriage. The Perfect Divorce came out just a couple months ago.
So it's super new.
So this one is brand spanking new, and that's kind of why we're doing it, and that's why there's so much hype for it right now. So we may have missed out on Perfect Marriage back in the day when it came out, but we're here for Perfect Divorce.
And you have to really understand Perfect Divorce by reading Perfect Marriage.
Not a standalone.
Correct.
Okay, good tidbit there. So here we got from the back of the book, Till Death Do Us Part. Yours, not mine. It's been 11 years since high-powered attorney Sarah Morgan defended her husband Adam against the charge of murdering his mistress. Sarah has long since moved on, starting a family with her new husband and changing careers. Her life is back to being exactly how she always wanted. Or is it?
After discovering he engaged in a one-night stand, Sarah wastes no time filing for a divorce. However, amid their ugly separation, new DNA evidence is uncovered in the case against Adam, forcing the police to reopen the investigation and putting Sarah right back in the spotlight. Everyone wants to know what really happened. Most of all, former Deputy Marcus Hudson, who is hell-bent on finding the truth.
But when the woman her soon-to-be ex-husband slept with is reported missing, he and Sarah start to fight dirty, and a high-stakes game of cat and mouse ensues. Filled with page-turning suspense and Jeneva Rose's signature twists and turns, this book will have readers wondering, can they achieve the perfect divorce, or will it be till death do us part?
Oh, I'm excited about this one, too.
Okay, that is an interesting... I mean, you got to get through the first book first to figure out what all of that means, but they both sound really fun.
Yeah.
Or intriguing, at least. Well, maybe not fun. There's
page turners.
Yeah. So this one has a 4.06 rating, so it's rated higher than the first book. Mm-hmm. But we've kind of talked about that before, where all the people rating this one are already fans.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's not hard to consider that it would be rated higher.
Right.
So most of the ratings are 4 stars.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What you got?
All right. So I will start with my 5-star. So that comes from Abigail. Kept me on my toes. The twists and turns and emotions that this book brings out is something else. I loved it just as much as I loved the first one. Can't wait to read the next one. Oh, wow. The next one? Is there going to be a third one?
Okay, I'm going to do my 5-star for you because it's Des the Bookworm. And this person says, well, hot dang. The sequel outdoes The Perfect Marriage. Absolutely exquisite. Just gripping. The storyline is darkly entertaining. I'm loving all the angles, and I seriously could not put it down. Get this on your list yesterday.
Oh, I love when the sequel outdoes the original.
Yeah.
I think that's great. All right, so then I'll give you my 2-star. All right, Brittany gives it 2 stars. Said it was good until the end. I guessed the big reveal, and I was hoping there was a twist, but to me, it wasn't. I loved the first one so much, and I thought I was going to love this one.
Yeah. Sad. All right, well, I went all the way down to a 1-star. Chelsea says, thanks so much for the sequel that no one needed. Ooh. I found this book to be just as insufferable as the first one, except there was a fun deja vu bonus because it was basically an entirely recycled story. There was no real plot twist. If you read the first book, you knew exactly what was going on.
So if she thought the first one was insufferable, why'd she read the second one?
That's a great question. She just wanted to torture herself.
I guess. I don't know.
Well, sometimes you hope that it's redeeming or that it will outdo the first one. True. Maybe she learned from her writing career. I don't know.
You know me. I will DNF a book so quick that
it's just not cutting it for me. So we're talking about marriage and divorce. And so I thought, what goes better with those than a good old proposal?
No.
Let's take it back, Sarah. What have you got? Do you have a good... Was your engagement all that you expected? Was it this fairy tale? Did you see it coming? I want to know.
All right.
Did you date for a long time? Tell me all the personal information.
Well, I only saw it coming because we had talked about it. So we had talked about it. We looked at rings. We had already had that in the forefront of our brain. And so I had an inkling. He asked my dad, which I love. That's so sweet. But when we went out to dinner and then it was cold outside. So we were outside walking. It was around, New Year's. And so he got down on one knee. And so I was trying to take in all of this, let me just soak in this moment when we remember it. And he says to me, can you hurry up and answer so I can get off my knee? And I'm like, you just ruined that moment. But it made it to where humor. And so, but
that's fun.
I mean, it was fun. It was really sweet. It was really memorable. And I love enjoyment of engagement.
What city was that in?
Silver Spring. So
What is that?
Maryland.
Oh.
Yeah. So Silver Spring, they have a little downtown area in Silver Spring. And so it was right down by their little, like they had trees and stuff for Christmas time.
Aw, I love that.
Yeah. But I will say, like,
Magical.
engagement and all that, engagements and weddings, they bring out the best of people.
No drama whatsoever.
None.
Never.
All right. So what about you? What about your proposal? I want to hear all the things.
Yeah, I did not see it coming when it actually happened. I had been suspicious like 2 days before that. Mm-hmm. We were on a trip out west, and I had no idea. I mean, we had kind of talked about it. I had given my sisters ideas for rings to give him ideas for rings, but I really had no idea. And we were hiking, and there was this like beautiful scenic area, and he just said something like, "Why don't we go down there?" And it sounded like this suggestion, but like it was a loaded suggestion.
Yes.
Like it felt like that. Mm-hmm. And then we got down there and we just sat, and he did not propose. And so that was like the one moment where I was like, oh, okay, like this could actually be coming. Like, and that in retrospect, he says he kind of wishes he did it down there, but he was waiting to do it with my sisters because we were meeting up with them the next day. Mm-hmm. And I didn't see it coming that day at all because he was miserable. He was sick, like did not feel good. In retrospect, part of that was probably the nerves and like anxiety about everything going right. And yes. So that whole day was just kind of a roller coaster. And we were going into Vail, Colorado. Mm-hmm. So the cute, quaint little village.
Yes.
Is fall, so the colors were really beautiful as well. And we were taking family pictures for my sister. My oldest sister's a photographer, so she was taking pictures of my other sister and her family. And I had asked if she could take a couple pictures of us so that we had some nice pictures together. And the whole time he was just miserable. And so even like getting him to like get dressed up and look nice, and like he always talks about how he doesn't want to take pictures. And so it ended up being like he pulled me into a twirl and got down on one knee, and I was very, very surprised because I did not see it coming at all.
That's so sweet.
And then I had like other family had flown out and jumped out to be part of the surprise. Like it was
awesome.
all very planned, but in retrospect, he kind of said maybe that other moment would have been
Just the two
more
of you.
special, but it was beautiful as was. And so I have really nice pictures and it was nice.
That's sweet. Because then he's probably like, it wasn't that fun for me.
Right. Well, and the crazy thing was that we were dating long distance at that point, and the next day we both got on planes and went in different places. And so it was like we did not get to enjoy that moment together or like to celebrate that other than like that night.
Well, you don't really get to celebrate. I feel like as soon as you get engaged,
There's work.
Well, and people don't let you just enjoy your engagement either. When's the wedding? What's the date? Just let me enjoy this for a second. I understand that. And so that's fun. That's so sweet of him.
Yeah.
He tried to include a bunch of people.
I know. He knows that my sisters are really special to me, and so I appreciated that effort.
Or see, my husband's like really quiet where he just wants just the intimate moment. So.
Oh, I mean, I think my husband wanted that too.
But he did it for you, and that
did.
was so sweet.
It really was.
All right, so
I don't think we're going to have those sweet moments in these books.
I think we're going to have even one of those sweet moments. It sounds to me like from the moment that we open each book, it's going to be intense.
Yeah.
Even the covers tell me it's intense.
You know what? This is your happy summer read right here.
Perfect is crossed off on both of them, so it gives me a little inkling.
Yeah, so hopefully our engagements don't lead to marriages and divorces like these. I'm very confident that this is not my situation, right?
Oh, I'm very confident in that.
Yeah. All right. Keep reading.
Keep ranting.
And remember, you're so approachable. Okay, the episode is over. Get reading.
But before you go, like, review, and subscribe.
Turn on notifications to get the alert when the full episode drops.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook to see what we're reading next and join the conversation.
We're so excited to have you on board.